Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to do a video about what you're going to find in my frugal home, how cheap and frugal living looks in 2025. Let's get started and talk about it. First thing I'm going to show you, and you've seen it, this shirt here I got at the thrift store for 59 cents. I only go on Saturday over to Thrift World, and a certain color tag is 59 cents. If it is 59 cents, it doesn't have that tag on it, I'm not allowed to get it. So it stays at the store. Well, I just love this shirt. I love this color, and so I had to get it. I'm going to just show you a few other things and show you some things around the house. Some things you may have seen, some things you haven't seen. So let me get started. I just got done meal prepping. I even have the front refrigerator already filled, and I've got breakfast. I have some overnight oats in there. I have all sorts of delicious meals ready to go. Saves tons of money. Many people I know turn their heat way up when it gets cold. Well, it doesn't get that cold here in Dallas, Texas, but we don't turn our heat way up. We bundle up with a bunch of blankets, so these definitely come in handy. Speaking of old, my computers are old, but guess what? They're still working. I don't get rid of things just because they're old. Now, the one thing I do need to replace often, and some people keep theirs longer, but it's because I use it all the time, is my cell phone. I do need to update that more frequently, but my computers are quite old, and I just keep them until I can't any longer. This ice maker saves tons of money because my husband loves ice in all of his drinks. And so we use this ice maker rather than buying bags of ice like many folks might do. Something else you're going to find in my home is a printable for a savings challenge. I haven't done one of these in a while, and this one is for $5,000. I want to have a little bit more savings, so it gives me a little more wiggle room. Okay, another thing you're going to find in our home is a cleaning schedule and also a menu. And this basically is very versatile. That saves a lot of money, and we already know having your own coffee at home saves tons of money. One thing that saves money, time, organization is having a cleaning caddy with everything you need in it. And I have a couple of them in the house, so all I have to do is grab and go. One thing you'll find in my house are clothes that are quite old. I just rotate them so they all have even wear. For example, this robe is quite old as well, but it is super comfy. So we don't just get rid of things because they're getting older or we're tired of them. Same with our purses and bags. We keep them for a long time. Okay, one of the other things you're going to find in my frugal home is entertainment, free entertainment. We're homebodies. I cook, meal prep. We got all the food we need. And if you want to watch something, I could watch a free movie on YouTube, or I could watch one of my Lucy's. I haven't watched one of these in a while, and I really enjoy it. One thing that saves quite a bit of money are having a bunch of extra rags. Now, I know the other day I had one of you say, hey, you're not being very frugal by having wipes. And I understand, but it takes me a long time to go through the wipes, and I don't always use them. I mostly use rags, but the wipe is something quick and easy to have as a backup. And I also am frugal by buying vitamins that I take in bulk, and I don't take all the same vitamins I used to. I have narrowed it down because many of them were not things that I needed. So I keep extra rags around, microfiber cloths, vitamins, all that good stuff. Having this stuff stocked keeps me from paying full price. Another thing you're going to find in my house is a fully stocked pantry. I have everything I need to make tons and tons of meals. I also have a lot of spices. I go through all of these continually, and I'm getting better about no food waste or very minuscule food waste. And this all really, really helps. I just made a delicious slow cooker oatmeal, and I used raisins and cinnamon, and I have to tell you, it was very good. Always put a little vanilla in these recipes too, something like that, because it really boosts the flavor. And I use pasta all the time. You're going to find pasta, rices, and you use vegetables and spices and meats, and it really saves. Only buying things if it's on sale. So fully stocked pantry really makes a difference. One thing that I have been doing a couple times a month now, I'm getting back into it, is playing games. I get together with one friend. We played a game I'd never played before called Othello, and it was fun. It took me a while to catch on. I love the game of Clue and I love the game of Trouble. But and I have more games than this, but playing games, entertaining yourself at home, I have games. I'm actually would love to have a couple more, but this is what I have room for and I really enjoy them. And my friend that I get together with, she collects games. So we play a different game each month. It's a blast. Okay, most of those pens in that white little organizational container I've gotten free. Now I didn't get those pens free over there in the corner, but the rest of these I got free from different things. So you know what? Free pens is something that you can find in a frugal home. Another thing to find in a frugal home is a money jar to collect all your change. And then once you've collected and gotten that full, you take it to the bank. One thing you find in a frugal home are these little grabbers. These come in so handy for so many things, and they were not expensive at all, and we've had them forever. Something else you're going to find in my frugal home is this coffee table from the 1980s that we got for $10 at a garage sale. Many people might say, Dawn, you could use something new. Well, guess what? It works. No reason to. And I do have some home projects coming up, and that is more important than buying a new coffee table that suits me just fine. Okay, another thing you find in a frugal home is an exercise mat, and I also have some weights in here because there's nothing wrong with paying for a gym membership if you're using it, but you know what? I can just use fabulous YouTube videos. I have weights in here. I know it's kind of dark in here. And I have resistance bands and all different kinds of things. So I have weights, resistance bands. I have everything I need plus YouTube videos to do all different kinds of exercise. And one of my dear friends gave me this free thing to give myself a massage. So you know what? I'm set. So that's another way that we save a lot of money. Yes, I use YouTube for fabulous recipes, but if I want to be inspired, I can always get a cookbook. Let's say that Libby was not working, the Libby app. Well, you know what? I can go read one of my other books. I have plenty of books to read. I have plenty of cookbooks, and I have a lot of main ingredients, so no excuse for not cooking and not reading, not playing games. I have everything in this home. I don't even have to leave the house, that I don't have to go spend additional money. Another thing you find in a frugal home is a lunch pail or bin, cooler, whatever you'd like to call it. I bring that every day when I go to my product demo. I pack my lunch, and if I have a drink, I pack that. Also, donation bin. Those things come in handy, and I usually donate about once a month, once every 2 months. So that really helps. Both of them help save money, because when I see how much stuff's in my donation bin, it reminds me that I don't need to buy more stuff. Okay, another thing you're going to find in my frugal home is stockpiles of things. This way I don't run out and have to pay full price. Another thing you're going to find in my frugal home is a really good knife that's lasted me for a while because I do a lot of cooking. One last thing that's, I don't know if you would say in our home, but I guess I'm using it right now, is my smartphone, which I wouldn't consider that frugal, but it does help me create income. But the biggest thing is, and I've mentioned it on so many videos, I am so grateful to have access to the library and to have the Libby app. I know many of you use it. That saves me literally over $1,000 a year. If I were to go purchase all the books I read, and I read approximately 10 to 14 books a month. Some are audio. And if you look at, $10 a book, if I were to even pay that, some are more than that, look at how many. I mean, if I read 10, that would save me at least $1,200 a year on books. And I love that. So, sometimes I have to wait for the book, but it really saves money. So, I want to ask you guys in the comments below. I have a lot more stuff I could probably show you, but what are some frugal things that are around your house? I love to hear about it. What would you show me at your house that saves you money? Thank you, everybody. Love you. Bye.